Good evening from InvestSharp. This is Randy Smotone with your Thursday, February 25th market update. On the economic front, durable goods orders were up 3%, beating the forecast of 1.5%. The weekly jobless claims were worse than expected, coming in at 496,000, up 22,000. Forecast was for 460,000. The weekly nat gas report showed a 172 billion cubic feet drawdown in nat gas, which as you can see, didn't do much to nat gas, UNG ETF. It went lower, as seems like that's all it ever does. It just can't get off the mat down there. So on deck for tomorrow, we have several big ones. GDP, the forecast is for 5.7%. Consumer sentiment, which the forecast is for 73.7, and we have existing home sales. The dollar was down, falling way off from its early morning highs, and gold, silver were up. Copper and oil were down. Light sweet crude futures were down $1.83 to settle at $78.17 a barrel. Let's take a look at UNP here. UUP, I mean. So you see we were off our highs, pulled way back in here, so we're still in this little tight consolidation, and I can't really tell where we're headed. MACD's kind of rolling over here a little bit, so still kind of in a tight range on the dollar. Let's go over and take a look at West Texas Intermediate crude. Still in here, still on a buy signal, but now we're down in this back to this area here. So we haven't, didn't move a whole lot, just kind of bouncing back and forth. Let's take a look at the Dow. The Dow closed down 53 points to 10,321. S&P closed down 2 points to 1,102. Nasdaq closed down 1 point to 2234, and Russell closed flat on the day at 630. The Russell held up the best because it was flat on the day, and the Dow was the weakest, down 0.51%. It's actually pretty impressive day actually for the market, because it started out pretty scary. The Dow at one time was down, way down here, almost down 200, I think 180 something, 9 or something. So 2 points, so it got pretty scary, and then as you can tell, they started buying it right back up. So that was a pretty positive, pretty bullish sign. So we'll be watching this we got a trend line working here, and we'll be watching that. And the S&P here, we're still, we're basically still inside, right inside this area here. Again, we got this trend line above us, and MACD's kind of flat line. We're just kind of bouncing, a lot of movement today and to go nowhere, basically. Seems like that's what we do as of late. So that put, the volume was actually pretty light again today, except for the S&P. S&P had higher than average volume today, so there was definitely some financial buying or covering their shorts. I'm not sure which. The Russell is still above its 50-day moving average, and the Nasdaq closed right around its 50-day moving average. The Dow and S&P are now both below the 50-day moving average. The S&P never did get above it. So let's take a quick look at gold. Gold got a nice bid today. Volume started coming back in. And silver is a little bit. Silver, I know I got a lot of stuff drawn on this chart, but silver just, it hasn't taken out here. It needs to take out the side, but it's if it can stay here, it's making a higher low. So we'll continue to monitor silver. Let's look at the VIX. VIX, this thing, up here, and then all the way back down here, and wound up only down 0.84%. So again, right in that area. Let's go look at the McClellan oscillator, see what today's movement did to it. Not much. Actually pulled back a little bit at 28.8, so we're still not overbought, not oversold. We're still, a little, well, we're in the overbought territory just barely, so we're just right here. So still looks fine. Let's look at, let's go look at what the XLF did today. XLF, sold it off, bought it all the way back up. Still hasn't broken above this downtrend line though. Let's go look at the sectors. For the 16 sectors we follow, finishing the green today. Gold index had the largest percent gain, up 3.15%. The internet index was the weakest, down 1.6%. That one's here. All right, let's go to chart watch, look at some charts. Go over some of them that we've already looked over. We got a few new ones all throughout there, or we were watching before. This home ends and motel management, has had, good volume here, come down here. As long as it holds this area, you could use it maybe today's low, or you could wait and buy it over the high here at 35.60, but it's holding up really well. China Automotive, another one's holding up really well, had volume coming in. You could buy it over the high of 21.25. Transports have been, which I think I had them on the list earlier. Transports holding up real well. JB Hunt broke out higher today. It's had a lot of volume. This is also a transport. This Werner Enterprises, another breakout, lot on higher volume. Potash, watch this one's got a nice triangle. The ags got bid up today, had some good volume coming in off that, bounce off that trend line. So watch this triangle in it. And also on Mosaic has a triangle it's working on there. So keep eye on that. We've been watching this one, KSU, still holding up around the, still did not close below that, say, 34.25 area. Still looking pretty good. If the market continues higher. Whole Logic breakout today, tons of volume. Like this chart, nice pattern, looks good. CLNE, Clean Energy. I think Kramer caused this today. So here's lots of volume kicking in, broke above this trend line. Actually, it looks like a little inverted head and shoulders here, a little mini one there. But it's looking pretty good. We've been watching this Emerson, still looking really good. It's holding up really well. Next buy point would be about 40 over here, 48.39. Still like this. Keep watching these. Again, they bottom back up. So, I'd wait till about 40 or so to, see if it can break out above the downtrend line with volume. CBI, same here. It's got a nice little triangle. It's working. RIM still holding up, holding up pretty well. I'd wait till maybe about 72 though to jump on there. We've been watching this thing, just took off again today. At earnings, it's been doing well. Stanley Works is holding up really well, still in that little ascending triangle pattern it's been working on. Teva still holding up really well, went higher today. Abercrombie & Fitch went higher today. ROST, this thing's been flying. Ross Stores higher today. JCPenney's still looking good, it's holding up real well. Amazon still in its little channel. It's going to break up or down one of these days. I think it wants to go up. It's just if the market will have enough momentum here. Quicksilver's looking really good, went a lot higher today. This thing's holding up really well. ACTG, it was had this big breakout. It's touched here 4 or 5 times actually. If you look at it, I think it's about 5 times. Holding up really well. Still like this one. UNH still holding up pretty well. Had tried to sell it off today, but it didn't really go anywhere. I like this little MetaFast. It used to be a big mover, sold off down to here. I think it's got a little bull flag, and it's actually kind of peeking above the flag there, so you might want to keep that one on your watch list. ENH still looking good. It did pull way back today, but I would wait and buy it over the high of today if you're going to get in that one. CUK, it's another one. Still inside this big bullish candle. Sold it down to here, went up. We had a lot of these candles today that. GMCR still looks good. Looks like it's wanting to go higher. Whoops, GMCR. Didn't even get it. Still hanging out tough. Still kind of consolidating, but looking good. And then this pay. Still looking good. Still holding that 19 area as support. Let's go take a look at the current market signals. Follow the point and figure charts of the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P. Actually, this sell-off today put the NASDAQ on a sell signal with a new price objective of 2,150, but because of the this will happen sometimes on point and figure, and I don't know if this is how it's going to work out or not. Okay, so we printed one box which put us in a sell signal because we took out the other column of O's. Sometimes we'll do that. We'll print by one box, and then we'll reverse, which is we're already back up here to 2234. So we'll reverse, and the sell signal will mean nothing. Now it is a sell signal. We won't go back on a buy until the next column of X's takes out this one. So we have to go back to 2250 to go back on a buy. So I wouldn't be surprised, if the market kind of goes a little higher. Of course, it's going to put us right back on a buy signal. So I'm not fretting too much about going on a sell signal there. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, and remember to always invest sharp.